What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to episode 94 of the F1 Ultimate Career Series for the Dutch Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check that one out before you see this one. And as always, if you're new around here, then make sure to get subscribed for more future F1 content as the series continues on. So, 6 races to go then in 2025, and the championship battle gets closer and closer between us and Max Verstappen. 2 points covering the two warring sides in this title fight. Lando Norris still an outsider, still with an outside shot, perhaps come home with the title in the end. But the road towards a potential third world championship for us in this series continues on, leading the teammate rivalry, 2 points back in the championship rivalry, as I said, and tied with Doohan in the driver rating rivalry. Of course, not too relevant to us. In terms of upgrades, just under 1,000 resource points to spend. We're going to put those towards a major durability upgrade, and that will come in, I think, just on the same race weekend as Monza next time out. We're expecting an air upgrade coming in before this race today. Now the second fastest car on the grid. We've managed to catch McLaren and Red Bull more or less, and look at the form this season. It's been, except for Miami, every single race has been a podium finish, but Max Verstappen has been awfully good as well. The turbocharger looking close potentially to a change before qualifying. There's the championship gap, 2 points to Verstappen, 14 points for Norris from P3 to P1, and of course Red Bull continue to lead the way in the constructors. Ferrari in third place. A good chance to try and nab second should things go well for us in the last few races. Our air upgrade failed, unfortunately, so we're going to have to look towards getting some more points and fixing that hopefully before this race weekend gets underway to go through the season break and accelerate time once again. The other upgrades coming through without too much issues. We've got our last batch of weekly resources here. We'll go back to the R&D screen and we'll see if we've got enough to try and fix that air upgrade. McLaren on top after the upgrades come through, and there it is, the failed air upgrade. And we'll have a look here. It's cost us 345 points. We've got just over enough points, so 6 points above the mark to get that fixed, have that sorted for hopefully the next race. But that is time. Prep is complete, and it's time for us to get into the race weekend with qualifying.
Just look at that sea of orange. No surprises if I tell you we're here in Holland at ZANDVOOrt for the Max Verstappen celebration party. It's a quick track and perfect for high speeds, high stakes qualifying. Welcome along to the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying day.
So welcome back then to ZANDVOOrt, a venue we've not visited since back in 2023. Of course, one victory for us here back in our title-winning season of 2022. The turbocharger did make that change as it wore out a fair bit after practice, so everything else seems all okay for now. So out of the last few corners there, through turn 13 into the right-hander of turn 14, that long banked last turn. DRS in play for us down the main straight to start off our first flying lap here at ZANDVOOrt. So down towards turn 1 then, that sweeping right hand to kick the lap off, braking just past the 100-meter board there and looking for a clean, smooth exit, keep the car under control, easy to spin out there on corner exit. But up towards turn 2 now, of course, turn 2 followed immediately by the bank left-hander of turn 3. So keeping ourselves to the inside line there on corner exit, again trying to avoid losing the car. A bit of a slide there out of 3, but keeping ourselves under control through turns 4 and 5 to complete a very fast first sector, because it's a fast circuit as a whole here. 24.9 our first split, our 49.6 in our second, and into turn 12 now through the stadium section to get towards the last few corners on the circuit. DRS being played for us once again out of turn 13 and through 14. One of the Aston Martins there in front of us, Alonso in the Aston, coming through to complete his first flying lap. But coming towards the line though to complete our first run. It's been a decent first lap. We'll come to the line. It's a 1 minute 11.095. Just under a tenth down on Carlos Sainz, and Verstappen goes fastest, 1 minute 10.0. So about a second in front there. Max giving us a lot of work to do once again. Currently P5 in the running order. Norris in second, Sainz up to third, Tsunoda in fourth. Those Williams cars doing fantastically in recent races. Of course, they had a fantastic qualifying in Belgium, set to have another good one here. But accelerating time, getting set for our last run. Unfortunately, I accelerated it a tad bit too much, as I went to go actually change, double check the tyres going into the last run, making sure I put all the right set on, because I didn't remember actually doing it the first time up. But onto our second lap, unfortunately, didn't actually get enough time to get up to the line, so that'll do it then. Just the one qualifying lap, and in terms of our result, hopefully still maintaining P5. Yes, still in 5th place. Fortunate to not lose any places there, but tough that we couldn't get our second lap in at the end.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So Verstappen on pole by 3/10 then to Norris in second place. Sainz takes home third, Tsunoda in fourth. We qualify fifth, and it's Russell, Albon, Alonso, Hamilton and Stroll rounding our top 10. 36 laps of chaos then awaiting us here at ZANDVOOrt. Time now to get into the Dutch Grand Prix.
For years, the passionate Dutch fans have been easy to find trackside in races across Europe. Here this weekend, it's even easier to find the Dutch fans as they have a race to call their own once again. A warm welcome to all of our viewers in the Netherlands and around the globe, of course, as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. A lap of this short 2.6 mile ZANDVOOrt circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with a 678 metre main straight heading into turn 1, Tarzan Corner. And on that straight with DRS open, that'll be the best overtaking opportunity on this track. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Tsunoda, Cohen and Russell, Albon, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Bortoletto, Jack Doohan and Gasly, Antonelli, Hadjar, Ollie Behrman and Oscar Piastri. Lawson and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me for this afternoon's commentary, Naomi Schiff. Good afternoon, Gnomes. Now, Ant, I could go on for hours, and I probably will, about the atmosphere here today, the sea of orange, this Dutch Formula One festival. But once you're in the cockpit, once the visor's down, what are the challenges for the drive?
Well, what an incredible circuit. It feels just like a roller coaster. This track has some extreme banking that if you walk the track, you almost feel like you're horizontal. It also has some blind corners, so make sure you're not looking at the nose of your car and that you're looking far ahead. And if you look far enough past the orange army, you might even spot the beach.
Here we go then, no more talking, time for action for the Dutch Grand Prix to get underway from P5 on the starting grid, round 11 of the 2025 season. In terms of strategy for this race then, we're looking at hard tyres our second stint, but do we start on softs or do we start on mediums? There's not a lot of distance in terms of finishing time between the pair of them. I'm going to stick with the softs, I'm going to up the fuel a little bit because fuel has always been a concern around ZANDVOORT, so hopefully we should have enough to get us to the end.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway right here in the Netherlands. The atmosphere, incredible, and the fans have come out in their tens of thousands for today's race.
So Verstappen also starts on a soft tyre then, but again, like it was in Belgium, a large range of starting tyres, but this time, no rain on the way, so we expect to see a lot of split strategy over the course of this Grand Prix, but looking at hards for our second stint, and then from there the cars are starting on hard tyres, likely going on the mediums until the checker flag.
So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which ones have got it horribly wrong?
So 6 rounds left then, and 2 points is all that separates us from championship leader Max Verstappen, who starts on pole in this race with a good chance to try and increase his lead should we not manage to beat him. Of course, a victory for us, even if Max finished second, will put us back in the lead of the standings by 5 points. The cars start to line up now on the grid. Verstappen has got the home crowd behind him. We've beaten him in this scenario before, back in 2022. We've got every chance doing it again here as the last few cars take the places. Lawson and Hülkenberg on the back road. Let's get on underway. 5 lights are on here at ZANDVOORT for the Dutch Grand Prix with 6 races to go in 2025. It's lights up, foot to the floor. Go, go, go. We're racing here at ZANDVOORT. Verstappen, easy start there. Well controlled going down towards turn 1, but a fantastic gets away from us. Going 3 wide there into the right-hander. Sainz and Norris to our outside and inside on corner exit, jumping in front of both of them and taking P2. Then 3 places gained on the main straight and going down towards that first corner. Yuki Tsunoda misses out massively there. Stays in P5, but now our work begins in chasing down our rival and championship leader Max Verstappen. Pushing on a few laps onto lap 4 here and closing in on Verstappen. DRS in play for us, going out of turn 10 and going down towards the stadium section, turn 11. DRS going wide open now and using a bit of battery to try and keep us in close range with the Dutchman going down towards this third sector. The main overtaking point will be on the main straight, I should think, over the course of this Grand Prix. So to get ourselves in a good spot to try and catch him here. So DRS in play for us on corner X out of turn 13 and down the main straight once again. Start lap 5 of this thing with a massive run on Verstappen, closing in all the time on the main straight, going to the outside lane, going towards turn 1, going to outbrake our opponent and take the race lead away for the first time today here on lap number 5 of this Dutch Grand Prix. Split of a slide there out of turn 1, but our aim now is to try and avoid losing position to Max Verstappen as we've developed a bit of a lead here over the rest of the field. Norris is 6.4 seconds back on the hard tyres there in third place onto the end lap number 5, now start lap 6. Max now makes his move, closing in, takes the same path on the outside, going into the braking zone, gets well in front, so he's going to send it back to his inside though, and try and take the race lead back on corner exit. Max gets a better drive off, we go over the curb there, through turn 1, and Max reclaims the lead, so it's as we were once again, but Norris still further back. It's a one-on-one shootout early on in this thing, as we push on to lap number 8 now. Our objective is to overtake Verstappen before lap 11. We've got every chance doing that here on the main straight once again. It's out to turn 13, DRS in play for us once more, using some more overtake to try and get us closer to our rival here. Of course, this is the championship lead in the balance here with this fight. If Max wins this thing, we finish second. That lead goes to 9 points in the standings, sending it on the inside of our rival into the first corner again. Max still on the outside, that gets the better drive off on the outside again, going to squeeze him toward the curb on corner exit. Max goes onto the curb, falls away, back into P1 for us once again. But the soft tyres, you see there, starting to struggle a little bit as we go through turn 3, keeping control of the race car as best we can here at this early stage of the Grand Prix. But of course, nearing the end of our first stint, onto lap 10 then, the left side tyres in particular struggling as we go into turn 9. Max right on our tail there, and we're looking for a chance to try and overtake. If we make a mistake, potentially try and get us on DRS going down towards turn 11. His next opportunity is coming up thick and fast here. So on corner exit, Max gets his DRS open, going down towards the chicane, makes moves to the inside, can't get close enough, keeps himself back in line. So we'll maintain P1 for now. It's awfully close as it stands right now. And as I say, just this one-on-one shootout for the race lead and for a 5th race win for one of us this season. 4 wins each for us and for Verstappen, with Norris taking the other 2 with 6 rounds to go. But further on now to lap 10 and start lap 11, Max closes the gap, makes his move to the right, going to squeeze him towards the inside, but I have to give him the space as he pulls alongside. Max gets in front by half a car into turn 1, but squeezing towards the curb, going into the first corner. Can't quite get him on corner exit, but still side by side here, going through turn 2. Max backs out of it on the inside, will take the race lead back into turn 3. It's a close fought fight here as he puts further a lap later onto lap 12 of this thing. And again, Max goes for a second bite of the cherry and takes P1 back, this time without contest, going into the first corner. And as I say, the main overtaking point over the course of this Grand Prix. Norris is closing in a bit here. He's now only 3.4 back as we continue to fight Verstappen for first place. But on to lap 14 now, and at the end of our first stint, looking for a set of hard tyres to carry us the last 22 laps of this Grand Prix to checker flags. In we come now, slightly smaller pit entry limit, 37 miles an hour here at Zandvoort, for quite a fast circuit. It's quite a low pit limit. But coming in now for our first and what should be only stop of this Grand Prix, hard tyres going on, 2.4 second stop, and we are away. No interruptions there, unfortunately. No one comes into the pit lane with us in turns close by, so Shakovic try and get ourselves around, hopefully in front of Verstappen, try and gain those few tenths to keep us in front. But Max was in front of us, obviously going into the pit lane, so let's try and get ourselves a better outlap here than his in-lap on those worn soft tyres. Remember, he's on the same track as we are, but just a lap later in terms of pitting. Going to emerge here in P7 as a lot of the field behind us comes into the pit lane. Bortoletto now there in P8 as Max pits on at lap 16 of this Grand Prix there. Nearing the pit exit now, going up towards turn 1. On to lap 16 we go, and closing in all the time on our championship rival. Max is just there in front of us, going through turn 1 as we enter the first corner. And on corner exit, Max gets out narrowly back in front. So nothing particularly lost there. If anything, we gain a tenth or two in the pit lane, but the focus is still the same, to try and get ourselves back in front of Max with 20 laps to go. Plenty of time left in this Grand Prix, but I dare say we may try to start catching some of the hard tyre runners for staying out longer on their first in. But on to lap 18 now, George Russell there in second place on his first set of hard tyres in this Grand Prix. Verstappen has now caught him as we sit near the halfway stage of this Grand Prix. And if Max gets Russell on DRS now, because he'll have DRS 2 on corner exit, we've got to try and clear George ourselves should Max pass him going down towards turn 1. So here we go then, DRS in play. Max might make his move on corner exit. Russell defends the inside, Max tries the outside then, Russell comes over to cover him off. We'll take the inside line, try and send it on both cars. We'll take one, can we take the other? It's close, tapping Verstappen's, we're practically shoving Max Verstappen's back right tyre there, but crucially getting ourselves in front of Russell. A bit of a shunt there, probably could have done it without that, but holding on to P3 on lap 21 of this Grand Prix. A few laps later, over the curb there, going into turn 11. Max still there in front as Norris continues to lead the way ahead of us here. Of course, he's yet to make his first pit stop of this Grand Prix, again also on the hard tyres, but in he comes now, and the fight will be on for the race lead once again. But Max pulling away massively. He's got 8/10 advantage down the main straight going towards turn 1. So DRS in play for us once again onto lap 22 of this Grand Prix. Can we try and send from distance here? Down the inside into the first corner, running way too deep there at turn 1. Max takes full advantage of that, positions his car perfectly and maintains his lead. But we're a lot closer now than we were a couple moments ago as we make our way into turn 3 once again. Low on battery, let's try and save that if we can. Looking for a chance to pass Verstappen out to turn 3, can't do it. Norris is on a set of medium tyres now, so keep an eye on him towards the last stage of this Grand Prix where they can try and come back. So he continues to fight Verstappen here, going into turn number 7. Can't get in front of him, can't pull alongside. Max maintained his lead, but a purple sector 1 shows we're very much alive in this Grand Prix. On to lap 23, going down towards turn 1 once again, trying the long way around the outside into the first right-hander, and looking to try and clear Verstappen on corner exit. Max keeps himself alongside there, going side by side going into turn 2, but again Verstappen backs out of it, will force him out, and will maintain our lead for now. Norris though, closing the gap a bit here, is further on to lap 23. Max might get another chance at us with DRS going down towards turn number 11. Gets his chance, closing in, makes his move to the outside, going to defend the inside and going into the right-hander. Max gets in front for a second. We're going to do what we've done many times this season. We're going to hang back and try and get ourselves some DRS as the line is there. So we'll get DRS here out of turn 13. We'll manage to get back in front of Verstappen, contact there, going into the right-hander, but Max still draws alongside, retakes the lead for a second, but DRS for us now as he goes back in front of us on corner exit. It's a right tight duel here off the last corner, but DRS for us going down towards turn 1, lap 24 of this Grand Prix. They're trying to outbrake Max and try and get in front of him. We'll clear him before the right-hander, so back into the race lead once again, but Norris is now only 11 seconds back. He's gained 2 seconds in that entire battle as he goes down the main straight on lap 25 now. Max takes his turn back in the race lead. Yellow flag behind us, one of the McLarens. It looks that Oscar Piastri's got a problem of some kind. The car is slowed and he's pulling it over going into turn 10, and there is a message. Oscar Piastri out of the session, our first retiree on lap 25 of this thing. Just over 10 laps to go is the other McLaren of Oscar Piastri as Lando hunts us down for the race lead. But here is Piastri running down the order of that penalty in qualifying, and he's chasing down the Sauber of Gabriel Bortoleto when his power unit gives way. There is the smoke, and has to pull that car over at the exit, I assume of turn 9, so the best really place to pull it over. And that'll be it for Oscar Piastri after such a fantastic Grand Prix for him last time out in Belgium, that second place finish. Oscar will not finish this Grand Prix and will not score points today. That'll do us nicely at Ferrari, and try and close some points on McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. So one car out, how will the other one fare? Try and catch us on lap 26 this thing, making our move to the inside of Verstappen now. He gives us the room, gets all that shape there going through turn 1. He had plenty of room, but give us a bit more going through that right-hander. Max still there from about half a car length into turn 2, and now into turn 3. Going to try the outside here if we can try and get in front of our championship rival once again on corner exit. Best drive off, but Max still there alongside us because dead even going through the first sector here, going up towards the braking zone of turn 7. Max falling away here, going to retake the lead outright once again into the right-hander. Down the hill we go, and once again back out front, but Max is still not going away here. On to lap 32 then, it's nearing the last few laps of this Grand Prix. Norris is 3.6 behind us, still catching massively here, going a bit wide through turn 10, and Max is really falling away there, out to the left-hander. What's happened to Max? He's got a problem of some kind? It looks as though he's all okay, but got really out of shape behind us, going through turn number 10 there. Go down towards 11, Max starts to close the gap in a bit more here, but almost out of DRS range completely, but on to lap 34, with just over 2 laps to go in this thing. Max is right back behind us, only 3/10 back, and with DRS to his advantage. Norris 2 seconds behind, and closing all the time here. 2 laps to go here at Zandvoort. Max tries to make his move in front of the home crowd, can't do it, going to cover him off at turn 1 and maintain first position. But I've got about a lap or so to go now, as Norris now sits in DRS range half a lap later, so heading on towards the last lap of this Grand Prix. It's been a long old fat fight between us and Verstappen, with a chance to try and claim our 5th win of the season and claim back the lead in the World Championship. But can Norris try and squeeze it out from under both our noses here onto the last lap, the bell lap here in Zandvoort? Max closing in, using plenty of action, trying to keep ourselves in front. Max can't make the move, doesn't get close enough into turn 1, so our main overtaking point has been cut off for Verstappen. He's got one more real chance here, going down towards turn number 11. Once again, the final sector to keep her out for him later on. And can Norris try and come through and take second place from Verstappen? It's the ideal situation for us that our former teammate in Norris gets past our other former teammate in Verstappen, sliding out of turn number 10 there. And Max might see his chance down towards turn 11 for the final time. Max not close enough. He's going to stay in line once again. Norris can't get to him as one of the lap cars, one of the RBs there, hangs up front there in front of us. But towards the last few corners here, it's been a sense of deja vu in this Grand Prix, fighting Verstappen all the way like we did 3 years ago at this very same Grand Prix. But again, it's the same result through turn 14 for the final time to take victory number 5 of 2025 towards the line. Checker flag is up, victory in Zandvoort, and our 5th win of the season. Verstappen 2nd, Norris in 3rd, the top 3 in the championship and the top 3 in the race, separated by just 6/10 over the line. Fantastic Grand Prix. One more lap and Norris might have had us, we never know. But you know what? It's victory for us, the full 25 points, and the lead is back in our hands with 5 races to go in this World Championship.
What a great race then, and a magnificent victory here at the Dutch Grand Prix.
Such an important victory at this stage of the season. Any points you can achieve to go towards the table is really going to mean a lot to the team. So well done as they prepare for the end of the season.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
So back on top then for the first time in a few rounds here, and looking for win number 5, taking win number 5 in this race. Verstappen second, loses a few points. It's just 5 points between us now in the World Championship. So the gap opens a little bit, but this time in our favour. And Norris in third place, a podium finish, but not enough to try and close any points on us or Verstappen. So celebrations begin then, and with 5 races left to go, the championship is back in our hands again. Let's have a look at the final results in this Dutch Grand Prix, and where that leaves us in terms of both the Drivers' and Constructors' World Championships.
Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Hamilton takes 4th place, then a full 28 seconds behind us in the end. It was dominance between us and Verstappen. Tsunoda in P5, Russell P6, and it's Alonso, Sainz, Ocon and Gasly who take the final points, and Bortoleto once again comes home just outside of the points there in P11. Piastri goes down as the only retirement in this Grand Prix. But a fun day out of Zandvoort, and again the top 3 were dominance day. Norris really came back in that race, but 5 points now, the gap in the World Championship to Verstappen. Norris is 48 back now, and again still an outside shot if something goes wrong with both us and Max. You never know. Red Bull lead Ferrari now by 36 points, and McLaren with Oscar's retirement in this race really drop off in 3rd place, so he's now sitting 2nd place. But guys, that'll do it then for F1 Ultimate Career today. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more future F1 content. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.